The Houston Rockets certainly had an interesting offseason, and more specifically, an interesting draft. Having the number 3 overall pick in a class of probably top 5 players, but there's really like a number 1 and a number 2 and a number 3 all in order. And they had supposedly, in my opinion and many other NBA scouts, the best NBA prospect fall to them at 3. Now, in the NBA Summer League, Jabari Smith did not look very good. He looked a little shaken. His confidence was shot. He still is a great shooter, don't get me wrong, but he didn't look like the best player of the class. Chet Holmgren looked pretty dominant. Paulo Banchero looked pretty dominant. And Jabari looked shaky at times. And what I'm hoping is that he and Jalen Green both get together and they don't let falling in the draft define them. The thing about when you fall in the draft, even if it's 1 spot, even if it's 10 spots, is it's a test of character moment. How good of a player are you going to be? Are you going to be somebody that falls in the draft, turns out to be not very good? All the NBA scouts are saying, oh, he can't do this well. And they go, oh my God, I can't do this well. And it breaks your confidence. It shakes your confidence. And you can never professionally recover in the NBA, in the NFL, whatever sport have you. Or are you going to say, these motherfuckers passed up on me. I'm the best player of this class. I'm the best player in the league. And I'm going to show and prove every single one of you wrong. And day in and day out, use those teams that drafted over you as motivation to be an even better player. I'm hoping that's what happened with Jalen Green, with the Detroit Pistons passing him up number 1 overall. And I'm hoping that's what happened with Jabari Smith, not only passing him up number 1, but number 2 as well with Chet Holmgren. So hopefully, Jabari Smith turns into a monster for the Rockets. I think they got the best offensive player of the class, and I think he's going to be a great pairing alongside Jalen Green. The rest of the roster is okay. Kevin Porter Jr. is still not a point guard. He definitely was improved from what he was about 2 seasons ago. A really volatile character off the court. On the court, he's a fun player to watch, most certainly. His issue is he's not a true facilitator. He's trying to work that into his game, and I appreciate that. He is a talented guy, don't get me wrong. But his upside is kind of paired with how long is he going to be able to stay on the court before he loses his mind again. He has had a lot of ups and downs, and so far in Houston, he's been very solid. He's been going to strip clubs, and that's fine. He hasn't been throwing shit at his coaches yet to be seen what's going to happen in the near future. But I like Kevin Porter Jr. I just don't trust him as a prospect. Ty Washington is not a point guard, but he was another undersized Kentucky scoring guard. You look at guys like Emmanuel Quickley, Tyrese Maxey, and Tyler Hero, and he fits the mold of a guy who's a tick undersized to be a shooting guard, but he's a really good scorer off the bench. I think it's going to be an instant spark and a great addition to this team. And Dyson Nix has looked moderately impressive. I'm just severely disappointed with the guy who was a top 5 prospect in his class when he was coming out of high school, and he just didn't really care about the game. He's fat and he can't shoot, and he still hasn't really worked on that. He's improved his shooting a little bit from the 3-point line compared to what it was. It was abysmally bad originally, and now it's only kind of bad, but he's still fat. And whenever an NBA player is fat, it reads to me that they just don't care enough about the game of basketball, about their conditioning, about how well they're going to translate at the next level. And I always take that as a huge red flag. Look no further than a Zion or a James Harden. Great players, but man, imagine how much better they could have been if they managed their weight like a LeBron James did. And Trevor Hudgens, I didn't even know he was on the roster. At the 2 guard is Jalen Green, one of the most electric, highest upside scoring guards I've seen in recent memory. The dude is fun to watch. He's like Ja Morant when he drives hard in the lane and tries to dunk and yam it on every single person in his way. Hopefully his shooting continues to develop. Hopefully he has a great breakout year. A lot of people were saying, oh my God, Jalen Green was a really big bust this last season. No, he struggled a little bit in the beginning of the season. He's a super raw player, and he really came on in the second half once the Rockets were out of contention. I'm hoping he just continues to grow, hits his stride in this sophomore season. Eric Gordon, I really don't expect him to be on the team for that much longer. Not just because he has an expiring contract. I believe $19 million should be coming off the books. $20 million, what have you. But the fact that he just doesn't fit the timeline. Appreciate everything he did for Houston when he was paired up alongside James Harden. Just shot 3 after 3 after 3. Really fun player to watch. But I just hope that he goes to a contender, actually helps a team that's trying to win, and maybe the Rockets can get some capital as well. Josh Christopher, another really fun prospect for this Rocket squad. My comp for him was J.R. Smith. The dude makes and takes freakishly bad shots, and he's really fun to watch, and he's crazy athletic. He's just a fun prospect. Hopefully he can continue to develop as well alongside Jalen Green. And Sterling Brown is still on the team, another guy who just isn't really going to get a lot of minutes. Garrison Matthews actually turned himself into an NBA player here. If you look at his history, I believe he bounced around quite a bit in Washington, missed a couple G League teams, got cut from 2-way contracts, and then he found a home in Houston. The dude takes and makes ridiculous 3-point shots. Now, he does that thing that infuriates me whenever you're watching an NBA player, where he kicks his fucking feet out every single time, trying to draw that 3-point play, trying to draw that 4-point play. But it works. He turned himself into a sharpshooter. He's found a place in the league, signed a nice contract here to stay in Houston. His defense is pretty porous, but as far as getting a bucket, he is a good guy to have on the perimeter. Tari Eason, really impressive summer league. I'm not a huge fan of him, the prospect. I didn't see the NBA athletic upside, but he's certainly a fun and interesting player to watch. We'll see what he can contribute to the team in the upcoming season. Kenyon Martin Jr., super young, super talented, super undersized power forward, son of Kenyon Martin, one of my favorite players in the NBA. Dude's a freak athlete. I think he's better than Jae'Sean Tate, but for whatever reason, due to confidence, due to inability to shoot, he's always been the guy behind Jae'Sean Tate on the depth chart. And David Nwaba, just a guy who's been around the league for a while, solid wing player. Jabari Smith, we talked enough about him, my number one player in the class, highest offensive upside potential. Today's NBA offense matters more than defense. Jae'Sean Tate, 6'4" power forward. I mean, what do you want to do about that? Has a nice contract going here, 3 years, $22 million, I guess. I didn't even realize that they signed him for $7 million a year, but okay. Really interesting player. Again, super undersized, 6'4", listed in NBA 2K, but he can jump out of the gym. He gives you a lot of effort, a lot of energy. Is he going to contribute and be a starting player on a championship team? No, but he can certainly come off the bench and give you a spark. Usman Garuba, hopefully he comes out this season. I really didn't like Usman Garuba, the prospect. He's a center who's 6'8". He can play perimeter defense pretty well, maybe PJ Tucker-ish, but his offense is fucking horrible. He has zero offense, passing, dribbling, shooting whatsoever. If he can turn himself into a mediocre, possibly average offensive player, his defensive upside is good enough to where he can earn a contract and be, like I said, a PJ Tucker for a winning team. He's super young, only 20 years old. Hopefully he can find a spot and develop his skills some more. And Alperen Şengün, the fan favorite, he's definitely not 6'10". I apologize to all the Şengün fans. He's the meme. He's the funnest player ever. He's from Turkey. He kisses the ball when he shoots a free throw. And he's an undersized, unathletic center. He's a Nikola Jokic, except he's shorter. So hopefully he can continue to develop his skills, work on his shooting, because that is a major swing skill for him. If he can shoot the three, he's got a place in the league. If he can't, he's going to struggle because he's undersized and doesn't provide great defense. It's as simple as that. But let's look at the team. We're going to be rocking a 9-man rotation. Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green. I'm going to move Tari Eason to start over Garrison Matthews. And while we're here, let's actually get rid of Eric Gordon. See what we can package. I just think that this is going to happen. I know it was supposed to happen last season, and it didn't. But Eric Gordon does not fit this timeline whatsoever. So if an Eric Gordon and like Garrison Matthews... All right, a little manipulation going on here, but we're trading away Eric Gordon for Evan Fournier. I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but we're flipping the Bucks first-round pick for the Knicks first-round pick this upcoming season. And now Evan Fournier needs to go as well. I don't know what to do with all these players. There's a ton of potential on this team that I want to develop. We have guys like Evan Fournier and Garrison Matthews taking up roster spots. They just need to go. And the second part of that deal, we're going to be trading away the picks that we just got from the New York Knicks for the Indiana Pacers first-round pick. Sent away Evan Fournier and Garrison Matthews for Daniel Tice and trash. And can I actually trade Daniel Tice to the Celtics? Yeah, I can't do that, but that is going to be the moves that we make. Essentially, we're picking up the Indiana Pacers first-round pick this upcoming season. So our team's going to be Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, and not Daniel Tice. I'm sorry, but Alperen Şengün is definitely going to be starting. Daniel Tice is not going to be getting any minutes whatsoever. Coming off the bench is going to look something like this, and we're going full development. So I want 10, 11, 12. I'm going to rock a 12-man rotation. I know, unprecedented in the Airball era. This is going to be the team: Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Şengün. Coming out the bench, Jae'Sean Tate, Josh Christopher, Ty Washington, Kenyon Martin Jr., Usman Garuba, and Daishen Nix. An 11-man rotation, not a 10-man rotation. And if anybody ever wants to give me a first-round pick for Daniel Tice, I will take that, but it's unlikely that that is going to happen. As for the preseason power rankings, probably not going to be very good. We are bottom of the barrel. Actually, not too bad here for NBA.com. 18th for NBA.com, and Eric Boner has us 29th. That's probably more accurate. And here at the All-Star break is Team Nikola Jokic and Team Giannis. On Team Jokic is Steph Curry, James Harden, Joel Embiid, and Kevin Durant. On the other side is LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Luka Doncic, and Trae Young. For the reserves is Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, DeMar DeRozan, Jason Tatum, Nikola Vucevic, and Zion Williamson. On the other side, Anthony Davis, Paul George, Jimmy Buckets, Karl Towns, Devin Booker, John Morant made his first, and LaMelo Ball. We are doing, honestly, a little better than I expected, which is a testament to how bad a lot of the NBA is. We are 19-30. OKC 16 wins, San Antonio 16 wins, Orlando 19, Sacramento 20. There's a lot of bad teams in the NBA. Everybody's embracing the tank, and the Miami Heat are here. Interesting. The Cavs are here. Also interesting. I'm not really sure what we could do to make ourselves worse other than intentionally tank. We do have, you know, a collection of mid 80s. I disagree. I disagree with exactly with how poorly we're doing. I think we should be doing even worse. Kevin Porter Jr. is going to be a free agent. I expect him to come back. Are there any moves we're going to make? Probably not. Nobody wanted to trade for Daniel Tice. League leader in scoring is currently Luka Doncic. No Rockets. Rebounds is Joel Embiid. No Rockets. And assist is Luka Doncic. No Rockets. Steals is Jimmy Buckets. Blocks is Bam Adebayo. Figure percentages is Clint Capella. 3-point champion is Kevin Durant. Ty Washington here at 5. Good for the rookie. And free throw champion is Cliff Paul. No Rockets. Yeah, we're not going to be doing a lot. Jabari Smith, 18 points. Jalen Green, 18 points. I mean, the offense is going to be electric for this team. Defensively, going to be an issue. Depth is... we just need to develop. That's all. That's all. Look at this trade. Kevin Porter Jr. for Keldon Johnson, Keon Johnson, and Trendon Watford. Why would I do that? Somebody trade for Daniel freaking Tice. Giannis wins MVP 26 and 13. Chet Holmgren wins Rookie of the Year over Jabari. Somehow Chetty is dropping 20 points a game. I know. Spencer Dinwiddie, 6th Man of the Year for the Mavericks. Giannis Defensive Player of the Year. Most improved is Tyrese Maxey. And head coach Willie Green is coach of the year because Zion. Executive of the Year is Michael Myers. Run, children. Look out for the knives. I don't expect to see any Rockets on any of these teams for a long time. Maybe the defensive team, no. And rookie, of course, Jabari Smith makes it. How about the second team? Tari Eason made it. Okay. Decent. We did not play decent. We are 29 and 53, 13th in the conference. So if you look at the NBA standings, how bad are we? We are 3rd worst in the West, 29 wins, tied for 4th. So hopefully we're going to get a high draft pick. Ugh, unfortunately. Scoring champion went to Luka Doncic because, of course, rebounds is Joel Embiid and assist is Trae Young. No Rockets anywhere. Steals is Jimmy Buckets. Blocks is Mitchell Robinson. Figure percentages is Clint Capella. 3-point champion Patrick Mills. And free throw champion is Cliff Paul. Interesting, but okay. Player stats, of course, led by Jabari and Jalen Green. Dropped a little bit off. Kevin Porter Jr. really solid, but again, not point guard numbers that I'm looking for. 6 assists just isn't cutting it. Tari Eason was good. Alperen Şengün, a little bit disappointing. 8.1 and 8.7. Not really what I was hoping for. I guess there's backup center potential in his career, but it really looks like it's Jalen Green, Jabari Smith are the only untouchables. Everybody else can theoretically go. Jabari already 42% for 3. Kevin Porter Jr. 34. Jalen Green 36. Tari Eason was bad. Josh Christopher 38. Jayshawn Tate was bad. Ty Washington 42%. I will live with that. What is your assist per game? 2.6. If we look at his assist per game per 36, could he be a backup point guard for our team? Theoretically, he really could. But that is going to be that. Oh, we didn't look at the team stats. Hold on. Team stats, we're probably really bad, right? Right. Points per game. We're actually not bad. 21st. Points allowed. We were, which way is the way to go? We were 10th, so what would that be? 20th, 19th, giving us a negative 4.8 point differential, 5th worst in the NBA. Field goal percentages, pretty bad, 25th. 3-point percentages, middle of the pack, 15th. And free throw percentages, middle of the pack as well, 14th. Let's see who advances. Let's see who plays well. Let's see who is a dominant player in the upcoming NBA. Is Zion still a monster? Do I need to nerf him? Yeah, let me just drop Zion's overall. I appreciate how good Zion Williamson is, blah, blah, blah. The man hasn't played basketball in years. He should not even be close to a 90. I'll give him 83. And he can be happy with that. But it's going to be Pelicans and Raptors, Fred VanVleet, Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, And the Pelicans, we know who they are. And the Raptors go on to win, probably because we nerfed Zion. But Scott Barnes, in his second season, wins NBA Finals MVP, only putting up 12, 11, and 7, though. Not a great stat line, honestly. Player retirements, LeBron James. Nah, come back for one more year, Bronny. Cliff Paul, you too. You guys have high enough overalls to make it actually matter. 2 years, Eric Gordon as well has to come back. 2 years of good players, and then you can retire as much as you want. Evan Turner apparently is a head coach. I didn't know that. A jersey retirement for Carmelo Anthony. Are any of these rules fun? Sure. And no, all these whatever. Going to the draft lottery. This is our time to shine. This is our big minute. So we have the number 3 overall pick. We have the number 7 overall pick. What does that fall to us? Damn. Kept number 3, kept number 7. No changes there. So realistically, I'd like to make a couple moves here. First of all, is Steven Silas the wave? Is there anybody worthwhile picking up? Like a Greg Popovich? Kind of would be freaky, but I don't know if we can afford that. We're going to rock with Steven Silas for now, but we have a whole bunch of head coaches waiting to be picked up, waiting to advance. And is this the right draft class? Yes, this is the Victor draft class. As for the fastest man in the class, it's Javon Quinterly, Seth Trimble, and Carson Wallace. Most agile is Javon Quinterly, Carson Wallace, and Seth Trimble. Highest vertical is Chris Livingston, Eric Daly Jr., and Kawasi Reeves. Highest bench press is Adama Sanogo, Muhammad Guye, and Oscar Tshiebwe. Did you? Oh no, that's right. He returned to Kentucky. That shot 3-pointer, Keontae George, Terquavion Smith, and Chris Livingston. I'm totally fine with the number 3 overall pick. I want the number 1 overall pick though. I want, who has it? I already forgot. The Magic have it? You already had a number 1 overall pick. That's unrealistic. How do we have the number 4 pick? What? We have 3, 4, and 7? Yo. We're going to be able to get the number 1 overall pick easily. So Victor Wembanyama is obviously going to be our starting center. I want Scoot Henderson to be our starting point guard. And you know, while we're at it, why don't we just get Dariq Whitehead too and just have an entire 2022 or 2023 starting lineup? You know what I mean? What would it take to make this go through? And that is going to be the trade. Getting the number 1 overall pick for number 7, Kevin Porter Jr., Dyson Nix, and Jayshawn Tate. Terry Taylor there as well. So we have number 1, we have number 2. We don't have number 2, but we have number 3 and number 4. Is it worth trying to move up to number 2? Who has the numbers 2 overall pick? The Spurs do. I don't think the Spurs are going to want to trade nothing for nothing. But if we could, theoretically, dear San Antonio, can I give you pick 4 for pick 2? What would it take? It would probably take Atari Eason. Can Daniel Tice make it go through? No, but a future first can. Problem is, I really don't want to give up a 2026 Brooklyn first, but I think that's what we're going to have to do to make it work. And we do have picks number 1, picks number 2, and pick number 3. So we're going to go in order. Victor Wembanyama. We're going to get Scoot Henderson. And lastly, we are going to get Dariq Whitehead, and that is going to be the entire starting lineup for our team. Number 4 overall to the Spurs goes Cameron Whitmore, and number 5 to the OKC Thunder goes Derek Lively. That was a lively draft, most certainly, but we definitely got the 3 best players of the draft class, picking 1, 2, and 3, almost all 80s already. David Nwaba is going to need to come back. Qualifying offers, nobody. And free agency, is it worth picking up anybody? Not really. LeBron is here. Normally, this is the Nikola Jokic free agency, but he's clearly not available. Fred VanVleet, didn't he just re-sign? Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, this draft class, this free agency sucks. So how are we looking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if we can flip, I guess we'll just trade away David Nwaba for trash. And we're kind of just good. Usman Garuba, unfortunately, I think he's going to have to go. He just doesn't seem to have a lot of upside for this team. Go to the Thunder, take some of their first round picks. God knows they have enough. So unless Kenny Martin Jr. and Usman Garuba can give me a better backup player, I think we're good. Yeah, not seen a lot, so we'll just take Usman Garuba for 1 first. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then Kenny Martin Jr. can stick around, I guess. Do you have an expiring contract? You do. We'll just go ahead and trade you away as well. And that is going to be the team. No free agent signings for us, even though we have $40 million. The free agency class looks like this. LeBron James back to Lakers, James Harden back to the Sixers, Kyrie Irving back to the Nets, Fred VanVleet back to the Raptors, Andrew Wiggins back to the Warriors, Nikola Vucevic to the Pacers, and Miles Turner to the Lakers. Kind of interesting end to there. Looking at player progression, Jalen Green is a monster up to an 84, Jabari Smith up to an 83. Our whole rookie class is a bunch of monsters. Josh Christopher, Ty Washington. I like the team. We are stupidly young. And we'll see how we do in this upcoming season. Looking at our untapped potentials. Who are we going to give it to? Because we only have 3, but we have 5 starters. Jalen Green is definitely going to be on the list. Jabari Smith, I guess, needs it. And then maybe Dariq Whitehead needs it as well. So we effectively have 5 good starters. And then the bench is a big old question mark. Who knows how they're going to do. But drop it to a 9-man rotation. Scoot Henderson, Jalen Green, Dariq Whitehead, Jabari Smith, and Victor Wembanyama. Coming off the bench, Alperen Şengün, Tari Eason, Josh Christopher, and Ty Washington. For the preseason power rankings, we are pretty bad. 24th for NBA.com. And Eric Boner has us 25th. And here at the All-Star break is Team Luka and Team Giannis. On Team Luka is Stephanie Curry, Nikola Jokic, Karl Towns, and Joel Embiid. Do you have enough centers? On the other side is LeBron James, Jason Tatum, Trae Young, and LaMelo Ball. For the reserves is Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Anthony Davis, Pascal Siakam, and DeAndre Ayton made his first. On the other side, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Buckets, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, John Morant, and Benjamin Simmons, interestingly enough. I do want to change up the head coach. You look at the team. It's not that we're doing bad. It's that we're not doing good enough. We're 31-21, 4 games out of the Warriors. But I think we could be doing even better. So I'm looking at you, Stephen Silas, and I'm saying I appreciate what you do for the team, but I want to be just a little bit better. And we have a couple guys on our staff that are already good enough to take that next step. So Stephen Silas, 4 stars, offensive head coaching, 3.5 defensive. Quinn Snyder's already here. Quinn Snyder's like, oh, I'm good enough. Let me step in. So we are going to do that. How do I do it? Like this, I think. Promoting from within, that's the way you're supposed to do it, right? Promote from within, promote from within. And then who wants to be our, I don't know, shot doctor? Any of these people really look interesting here. A guy who's a defensive head coach, even though he only has half a star, you can be our shot doctor or whatever. This staff game is kind of bunky. But Quinn Snyder, head coach, going to be leading the team, rocking in the 9-man rotation, A's across the board. That is the only change we're going to make. Not going to be trading anybody away. I don't think so. Scoring champion is currently Luka Doncic. Yet again, no Rockets. Rebounds is Joel Embiid, no Rockets. And assist is Benjamin Simmons, no Rockets. Steals is LaMelo Ball. Blocks is Christian Wood. And field goal percentages is Jackson Hayes. 3-point champion is Anthony Simons. And free throw champion is Jordan Clarkson. And yeah, I think we're good. Just going to rock with this team. Jalen Green up to 21 points per game. Victor Wembanyama, 17. Jabari Smith, 17. Scoot Henderson, 16. Dariq Whitehead, 15. And then the drop off to our bench is pretty significant. That said, I do like the bench, especially Alperen Şengün and Tari Eason. MVP is Luka Doncic because, of course, 31, 10, and 10 on 50, 77, 45 shooting. Scoot Henderson wins Rookie of the Year ahead of Victor and Dariq Whitehead. Interestingly enough, Colin Sexton, 6th man of the year on the Knicks. Okay, why did my voice go that high? Giannis, defensive player of the year, most improved is Jalen Duren, 11 points, 8 rebounds. What is he up from? 8.6 rebounds. No. Willie Green is coach of the year because Zion, and executive of the year is some bald guy named David. All NBA first team, no Rockets. Second team, no Rockets. Third team, no. Defensive first team, no, but we definitely have the all rookies set in Scoot Henderson, Victor, and Dariq. And we actually did pretty good. We are the 2 seed. 50 and 32, 5 games behind the Pelicans. And the Pelicans are gods. What are you going to do? Looking at team stats, we were not too bad. Offensively, 15th. Defensively, we were not bad, about 6th, giving us a 3.1 point differential. Wow, how do we have such a good record with such a low point differential? Field goal percentages, we were really bad. We're a terrible offensive team, as ironic as that sounds. 3-point shooting, even worse, 25th. Free throw shooting, not bad, 81%. I guess I can live with that. 10th. Player stats, we were led probably by Jalen Green, right? Jalen Green turning into a monster already. 87 overall. You love to see that. Jabari, 86. Victor, up to an 84. Scoot. Tariq. In like 2 years, this team is going to be nutty. Rebounds, Victor's doing great. Assists, Scoot Henderson is very solid for us already as a rookie, surpassing Kevin Porter Jr. 3-point shooting, though, Jalen Green's good. Jabari Smith is good. Tariq Whitehead, not good. Scoot, not good. Tariq, not good. Or Tari, sorry, not good. Victor, really bad. Josh Christopher was good. Ty Washington was really good. And Alperen Şengün was atrocious. 19%. I think we looked at everything else. Luka's a god, right? Yeah, we did this already. And if we didn't, we don't need to do it again. It's always the same freaking stats. Taking on the Phoenix Suns, the aging Suns, but they still have their core together. Cliff Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges. Aren't you glad I didn't make you guys retire? DeAndre Ayton, and then the bench is not good. Taking on us, they could certainly beat us. We don't have any 90s, and they have 2 effectively 90 overalls on their team, but we are up 2-0, up 3-0, and we in fact swept. Quinn Snyder is a head coach of the year candidate. Memphis Grizzlies, John Morant, Desmond Bane, Zaire, Jaren Jackson Jr., no Steven Adams, right? Okay. Let's see how we do. Lose game 1. Win game 2. Win game 3. Lose game 4. Huge game 5. And we do win 3-2. And here we are, game 7. Let's make sure the system proficiency is as good as it can get. Just curious. Up to 4 stars. Yes, sir. Let's see how we do game 7 against Ja Morant. Who's better, Scoot Henderson or John Morant? Who's better, Jalen Green or Desmond Bane? We're winning in the 3rd quarter, going into the 4th, have about a 10-point lead. Never confident with these leads. Up 22 in the 4th quarter. It looks like this young squad of rooks is going to the Western Conference Finals already. Maybe a year or 2 ahead of when we expected. We're like the baby Thunder, but even better than that. And we are taking on none other than Zion Williamson, who I nerfed into the ground, and he's already back up to an 88. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Dyson Daniels, Jonas Valanciunas. They brought in Dylan Brooks. How did you afford that? $2 million contract for Dylan Brooks. Sure. Herb Jones, Trey Burke. Man, this team is nutty. But they win game 1, lose game 2. We're up 2-1, up 3-1, 3-2, 4-2. And here we are taking on who? The Nets, the James Harden-less Nets. The Houston Rockets have already made it to the finals. Did not expect that to happen at all. But Ben Simmons versus Scoot Henderson, that's a loss. Jalen Green versus Kyrie Irving, that's a loss. Tariq Whitehead versus Joe Harris, that's honestly a push. Jabari Smith versus Kevin Durant, that's a loss. Victor Wembanyama versus Nick Claxton, maybe that's a win, but is it really? And then the bench is pretty similar. We should really lose these series really badly. And I say that, and we're up 3-0, 3-1, and we won. The Houston Rockets won maybe 2 years too early, and that's the overpoweredness of drafting rookies in NBA 2K. Jabari Smith wins NBA Finals MVP, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists on 50% for the field, 47% from the 3-point line. So the video's done, right? How many minutes in are we? About 35? Let's just call it a day. Cliff Paul, LeBron James retiring. Our old friend Eric Gordon was on the Suns. I didn't even realize that. Jenner Perger is retiring. Cliff Paul, Dwight Howard, and LeBron James all going into the Hall of Fame, getting their jerseys retired as well. Any of these league meetings fun. I like this. Younger players are always better. That's dumb. That's dumb. And that's dumb as well. Draft lottery. Do we have anything good? Probably not. We may have the Brooklyn Nets pick. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Staff signing. We obviously are going to be keeping Quinn Snyder after we made that move of firing Steven Silas. I apologize, Steven. I just didn't know what to do, and you are not part of the future. I need 2 future first-round picks from the Warriors. I will take that. Going into the draft combine, the fastest man of the class is Antonio Kane and Taylor McDaniels and Herb West. You fucking Herb. Most agile is Murray Cassell, Calvin Cotton, and George Bryant. Highest vertical is Taylor McDaniels, Herb West, and Jeremy Bowman. Highest bench press is Jeremy Bowman, Stanley Chambers, and Harvey Fields. Best shot three-pointer, Albert George, Gurovic. Where are you from? Syracuse? Okay, Pedrag. Predrag and Enrique Nunley. Boy, these names are fucking difficult. Say them 5 times fast and come at me, bro. Mock drafts. Vince Drew looks to be very good. Is he worth drafting with the #1 overall pick? Nah, not really. Let's just go ahead and watch. #1 overall to the Jazz goes Kyle Phillips, 6'7" forward out of Georgia Tech. #2 goes Vince Drew, 6'7" point guard out of Creighton. #3 to the Knicks goes Murray Cassell, their point guard of the future out of Rhode Island. Bet you can't find Rhode Island on a map. #4 to the Pacers goes Harvey Fields, a 6'11" center out of Duke. And the Spurs take Kevin Cunningham, brother of Cade. How good is the guy we passed up on? 79 overall. Definitely not worth it. Rookie signings, nobody. Team player options. All these young fellas are coming back, and who needs a contract? Elon Martin made his way to the team. Was he on our team before? I feel like he was. So theoretically, we're still good. Is there anybody even worth signing with all this money that we have? LaMelo Ball would be the only guy, and he's not even going to come back anyway, so we'll give him a 1-year contract. All right, LaMelo. Anthony Davis, Pascal Siakam, Jaylen Brown would be interesting. DeJounte Murray could be fun. Tyrese Halliburton is restricted. I just don't know where Jaylen Brown would fit onto this roster. Dariq Whitehead, maybe move him to a backup role. But he's kind of our small forward of the future. Like, honestly, the whole future is set for this team. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to simulate, let everybody draft whoever they want. And we'll just look at, where people went. Like LaMelo Ball back to the Hornets, like Kawhi Leonard back to the Raptors. Wait, Kawhi Leonard back to the Raptors. Okay. Anthony Davis back to the Lakers, Pascal to the Bulls. That's interesting. Jaylen Brown back to the Celtics, Tyrese Halliburton back to the Pacers, and Tyrese Maxey back to the 76ers. How is player progression going to look for this team that already won 1 championship? Now we're going for the three-peat. Jalen Green up to an 89. Scoot Henderson up to an 89. He went up 9 overalls. Jabari Smith up to an 87. Victor Wembanyama up to an 86. Dariq Whitehead not progressing well, only up to an 82. And the bench is doing very good for themselves. Maybe I should have signed Jaylen Brown. I just feel like we already won a championship. Is it really worth mixing and mucking up the chemistry when we have a good enough team as presently constructed? Let's look at our untapped potentials. We need Victor to go up to a 90. We need, how many do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess Jalen Green needs to continue to be a monster. And let's do Jabari Smith just because he's my guy. Looking at the 9-man rotation, going to look something like this. Scoot Henderson, Jalen Green, Dariq Whitehead, Jabari Smith, and Victor Wembanyama coming off the bench. Is going to be Tari Eason, Ty Washington, Josh Christopher, and Alperen Şengün. Eric Bledsoe's on the team. Yuck. Blake Griffin is still in the league. Yo, who'd have thunk it? Power rankings wise, we are 7th for NBA.com and 7th for Eric Boner as well. And here at the All-Star break is Team Luka and Team Giannis. On Team Luka is Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, Karl Towns, and John Moore. And on the other side is Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, Trae Young, and LaMelo Ball. For the reserves is Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, Scotty Barnes made his first. DeAndre Ayton and Chet Holmgren made his first. On the other side, Stephanie Curry, Joel Embiid, Jimmy Buckets, Zion Williamson, Cade Cunningham made his first, and Benjamin Simmons. We are just killing the game, killing the league. Best team in the NBA, 44-8. Already one up in what we did last season. And do we even have any 90s yet on the team? Let's check it out. We have 2 90s on the team. Everybody is still developing. Everybody is still progressing very slowly, I might add. League leader in scoring is currently Luka Doncic yet again. No Rockets. Rebounds is DeAndre Ayton. No Rockets. And assist is Trae Young. No Rockets. Steals is Jimmy Buckets. Blocks is Daniel Gafford. And field goal percentages is Ivica Zubac. 3-point champion is Kevin Porter Jr., our old friend. Finally learned how to shoot the 3. What is his 3 shot up to? Man, I kind of wish he was still on the team, but we had to give it up to make all those go through. 89 overall 3-point shot. Jalen Green here at 5. Free throw champion is Tyrese Maxey. No trades for us. Let's go win another ring. John Morant goes out and wins an MVP 28, 7, and 10. Vince Drew is Rookie of the Year, also known as Drew Vince. Johnny Davis, 6th man of the year for the Wizards. Okay, Johnny. Not bad. 15, 6, and 3. Honest defensive player of the year. Keontae George is the most improved player. Is he really? Game from 7 and 2 to 11 and 4. Yeah. Coach of the year is our boy Quinn Snyder, winning the perfect record, 69 and 13. Nice. And Garrison Marks. Holy crap. This looks like some horror stories. Y'all ever had a nightmare and had 17 of these guys looking at you at the same time? Oh boy. All NBA first team, no Rockets. Probably not going to make all NBA teams at all because that is how 2K works. Any defensive teams? No. How do we win anything? It's only that we're the best team ever assembled. What do we win? 69 and 13. That's right. Scoring champion went to Luka Doncic because he's God in sneakers. Rebounds is DeAndre Ayton and assist is John Morant. Scoot Henderson at 9th. Steals is Jimmy Buckets. Blocks is MLB fucker percentages is Evita Zubat. 3-point champion is Chris Duarte. No Rockets. And Tyrese Maxey is the free throw king. How do we do? Probably super balanced. Ridiculous. Scoot Henderson, 20 points per game. Are you kidding me? You're a point guard. Jabari Smith was great. Jalen Green kind of took a little bit of a step back, only 19 points a game. Victor Wembanyama, 18 and 9, and Derek White had 15 points for himself. How is our 3-point shooting looking? Scoot's up to 38, Derek's up to 36, Jabari's up to 42, Jalen Green's up to 44, and Tari Eason, 39, Victor Wembanyama, only 36. Disappointing. Alperen Şengün really bad from the 3-point line. Team stats wise, we were probably incredible. 124.6 points per game, just behind the Hawks. Defensively, second best team in the NBA, giving us a 16.3 point differential, doubling up the Nets. Field goal percentages, we were 4th. 3-point percentages, 3rd. And free throw percentages, really bad. 10th. Okay, not terrible. Taking on the Portland Trailblazers, who have Cole Anthony. Do you have enough undersized guards? So you have Damian Lillard coming off the bench, first of all, Keon Johnson, Anthony Simons, and Cole Anthony. You thought you got rid of your problem with CJ McCollum, you just doubled it up. Shadon Sharp only up to an 80. Usman DA. That's a name that I'm going to have to learn. Oh boy. Well, let's see if we can win. I expect we're going to dominate because we seem to be dominating every team. In fact, it's really non-competitive and I'm a bit bored. I'm being completely honest here. 3-2 and 4-2 now to take on the Golden State Warriors. They still have Stephanie Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, James Wiseman coming off the bench, Kevon Looney, Patrick Baldwin Jr., Moses Moody, Andre Drummond. They keep trying to trade away Draymond Green in this game, and I don't know why, other than the fact that he doesn't get the credit he deserves in video games, in real life, what have you. Draymond Green is always underappreciated. Now taking on the Timberwolves. How did they get Dejounte Murray on this team? That was a sneaky move by them. Bro, are you... Taking on the Indiana Pacers for the NBA Finals to win our back-to-back green. Tyrese Halliburton, Desmond Bane. That's fine. Chris Duarte, Isaiah Jackson, and Nikola Vucevic. Coming off the bench is Ben Mathurin, Mo Bamba, and Greg Jackson. I expect to beat this team. I expect to win really boring, really easily. 3-0 and 4-0. Scoot Henderson wins NBA Finals MVP 21 and 8. Yup. Getting bored here. Whole lot of players retired that we like, and I'm still bored. Russell Westbrook going into the Hall of Fame, getting his jersey retired as well. So is Draymond Green. So is Kyle Lowry. Are any of these fun? Are any of these going to make anything interesting? This is a problem with NBA 2K is the draft classes are always way too overpowered. And it's kind of why I try to avoid doing things like this, but sometimes you just can't help it. Do we have any draft picks at all? Let's skip to staff signing, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Caroline. We have the number 4 overall pick. I didn't even look at that. Is there anything worthwhile doing? I feel like we're too good already. Go to the draft combine. The fastest man of the class is Edmund Wood. Wood. Noel Farrell and J.T. Kelly. Most agile is Leon McCaw, Noel Farrell, and Troy Pittman. Highest vertical is Eric Graham, Spencer Hart, and Kirk Wolf. Highest bench press is Edmund Leonard, Leroy Curry, and Curtis Coleman. My God, these names, dude. Best shot three-pointer, Pablo Gonzalez, Spencer Hart, and Gregor Sims. Hopefully there's somebody good enough to take in this draft class. Otherwise, we're just going to be trading away our picks yet again and going on to win another ring. Let's look at the mock drafts. Nate Richardson. Why not? Let's see if we can trade up to, was it the Suns that had the #1 overall pick? There you go. And give me the #2. I want Leroy Wood too. So we'll give you pick 4 just because we have it. You pick 29 because that seems to be trash. Give you a, actually I don't need your second round pick. Give me Clippers, Warriors. I'll give you another pick of ours. And in fact, I'll just empty the hatches for our first round picks. I just don't want to give up other people's first round picks because you never know how bad somebody else could be. Okay, it took a lot of manipulation, but we have the #1 overall pick. We're going to be taking this guy who seems to be a monster. And then we're going to go to our pick way down here and take the most important player to this entire video, Edmund Wood. Why? Because he's got wood. How good is this point guard? He's already an 80 overall. We're just too good at this game already. But Edmund Wood is going to be our priority development. We need to get him to be a god, and we have a couple of big contracts up as well. Kind of good that we didn't sign any free agents because we have Jalen Green, who's going to get a bag, Alperen Şengün, who hopefully I can negotiate, and Josh Christopher, who's, you know, he's solid. Jamorko Pickett, Haywood Highsmith, you guys aren't going to be getting any money on my team. Jalen Green looks like he's getting some offers, and we're going to have to match. Not a big fan of that. And then Alpi and Josh Christopher, what can we do here? Alpi give you a 5 at $19 million. Hopefully you're going to be okay with that. And Josh Christopher needs definitely a lot more reasonable. $8 million is something that I can live with, something like that. Bing, bang, boom. How much money do we have left? Does anybody want to be our mid-level exception? We have $4.9 million for Nelson Payne. Why is every character bald in this game? My God. I know men have male pattern baldness, but come on now. Free agency, Jason Tatum went to the Lakers. Yo. Cade Cunningham back to the Pistons. Anthony Edwards back to the Timberwolves. Ed Mobley back to the Cavs. Jalen Green back to us. Donovan Mitchell to the Hawks? Don't know about that. And DeJounte Murray to the Jazz? Okay, first let's look at this Lakers squad. So they have 3 players: Miles Turner, Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, and I guess Devontae Graham, Isaiah Hartenstein. Honestly, they're not a bad team. So they have Devontae Graham at the 1, which is nobody at the 2, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, and Miles Turner, Isaiah Hartenstein backing him up. I don't hate it, honestly. Looking at the Hawks, they have Trae Young, 6'1", Donovan Mitchell, 6'1". AJ Griffin still here, PJ Washington, and no center. Okay, that's interesting. And the Jazz have Miles Bridges, DeJounte Murray, and Markelle Fultz. Miles Bridges needs to be off this game. No offense, Miles. Can we just get rid of you? At least, you know, innocent until proven guilty or whatever. But we're gonna tank your overall. I'm sorry. Going to player progression. God Squad, Scoot Henderson 95, Jalen Green 93, Victor Wembanyama 90, Jabari Smith is only an 87 and he's maxed out, so is Derek Whitehead. Kinda disappointing. I completely forgot we have a superstar #1 overall pick rookie that I need to figure out how to balance minutes with Ty Washington. You know, we'll probably run a 10-man rotation at this point. We're already super good. Untapped potentials, we need Jabari Smith to get into the 90s. Derek Whitehead to get into the 90s, and I guess Victor can continue to get better. Also, this guy's going to be a 94 overall. What an absolute monster. Here is going to be the now 10-man rotation by Quinn Snyder. Scoot Henderson, Jalen Green, Derek Whitehead, Jabari Smith, and Victor Wembanyama. Coming off the bench, Alperen Şengün, Nate Richardson, our #1 overall pick. Tari Eason, Ty Washington, Josh Christo. For preseason power rankings, we're the best team in the NBA. You already know how it is. Scoot Henderson wins MVP, an absolute monster, but he only averaged 0 blocks a game. What a disappointment. Rookie of the year is Uros Bavic. Sixth man of the year, Jalen Suggs on the Hawks. Okay, Giannis, defensive player of the year. Wendell Moore is the most improved player. Let's see. Went from 4 to 11. Quinn Snyder, coach of the year, and Garrison Marks is still bald. All NBA first team, Scoot Henderson. Second team, no Rockers. Third team, nobody. All defensive first team, nobody. Second team, nobody. Rookies. Nate Richardson did in fact make it. We are once again the best team in the NBA, 68-14. Not quite as good as I expected, but 14 games up on the rest of the league. Scoring champion went to LaMelo Ball at 29 points per game. Okay. Rebounds is Evan Mobley, no Rockets, and assisted John Morant, Scoot Henderson at 4. Steve's Ben Simmons blocks, and Mobley field goal percentages is Jalen Duren. 3-point champion is Devin Vassell, Jabari Smith at 4, Ty Washington at 6. Free throw champion is Stephanie Curry, no Rockets. How good did we do, really? 126 points per game, number 1 in the NBA. 107.4 points per game allowed, second best in the NBA, giving us an 18.9 differential, almost tripling up the Pacers. Field goal percentages, okay, 5th. 3-point percentages, okay, 6th. And free throw percentages, okay, 7th. Kind of funny if you look at it that way. Player stats, Scoot Henderson's a monster. Jalen Green's very good. Up to a 94 overall. Victor Wembanyama, Jabari Smith. Honestly, at this point, there's just not enough minutes to go around if we're figuring everything out. But the Kings made the playoffs. Playoffs? Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Keegan Murray, Chuma Okeke, Rashawn Holmes, Davion Mitchell still on the team. Trey Mann made his way over. That could be a sneaky good pickup for a team like the Kings, who's trying to find star talent. Give a ton of minutes to a guy who probably doesn't deserve it and hope he turns into a monster. The San Antonio Spurs are here. I don't know how they made it to the playoffs, honestly. But they are a 4 seed, and they beat us in game 1. Lose game 2, lose game 3. Ups 3-1 and 4-1. Now to take on the Pelicans. Dyson Daniels, Taylor McDaniels, Brandon Ingram. Zion Williamson is playing center, even though he's like 6'5". What do they have him here? 6'7". And Jared Vanderbilt. Your shooting spacing is ass. Then you have Diha, Trey Murphy. How do they have so much talent on their team? Win game 1, win game 2, win game 3, and at this point, this game is just getting boring. Taking on the Pacers yet again, a rematch of last year. Desmond Bane, Tyrese Haliburton, Ben Mathurin, Nikola Vucevic. And we're probably just going to hop in, maybe get some fun highlights or something. I don't know. We are way too good. And yeah, we're probably going to be way too good for like the next 10 years. I wish rosters weren't overpowered in this way, but they are. You take the draftees and you're just like, oh my god, our team is so much better than everyone else. Like Victor Wembanyama is taller, faster, and better at everything than Nikola Vucevic. When really it's not quite that way. But let's see. Let's get some screening rolls. Scoot Henderson to Victor Wembanyama. Too easy. Throw it down. Doing a window. Oh boy. Only Victor Wembanyama is going to be doing that on an alley-oop. And you know what? We're so good. I'll play on-ball defense, all right? Think about it. We just give a wide-open 3. And he misses. And we're going to kick it up to 3. Tariq Whitehead pump fakes. Drives. Spins. Too easy. Oh, my God. How's that 57% contested, yo? I'm there? Nah, Bane's going to hit that. And we're losing. We're losing. Okay, let's run away. Run a play for Jalen Green. Because Jalen Green is a monster. Jalen Green is the future of the Rockets. So give it to Victor, I guess. What are we doing here? Jalen Green running off screen. Jalen Green wide open. Jalen Green 4-3. Splash. What? Okay, that was weird. Jalen Green is so fast. Yo, Jalen Green's a glitch. Man, I need to trade for Jalen more often. Get the ball to Jabari. He's open for 3. I'll take that. Damn, Jabari can't make anything. Jabari Smith is trash. Jabari Smith is a bust. I'm there. I'm just going to... Is that good enough? That's good enough, right? That's impressive enough, right? Was that cool? Here we are going into the third quarter. We're actually losing here in the fourth quarter. Back and forth game. We may have to clutch it out, which is finally something interesting for me to do because it's been about an hour of me not having to try at all at anything because the team is just stupid good year one. Take the ball. Take the ball, Scoot. Go baseline. Go baseline. You're too fast and you laid up because you're what? Lame? Lame-o Brano. 10-point game. 2 minutes left. Gonna win this. Gonna win it all for Houston. Gonna complete the three-peat. And realistically, we're gonna complete... Come on, Jabari. What are you doing? How long have we been recording? Maybe I'll just keep simming until we lose. Because this team is ridiculous. Oh my god, Jabari, bro. Are you special? That's the second time in a row you got beat on the backdoor cut. Let's get another play for... Can you not? Wide open for three. Splash. Splash! Jalen Green is too much of a beast. I've been trying to run that play for like 3 minutes now and just bullshit kept happening. Look at Tyrese Halliburton dancing on me in the ISO. Oh, he got me. Oh, he got me. But Victor's right there to clean up that mess. And I'm fouling. Now I'm an idiot. Oh, Tyrese Halliburton cannot sprint cheese on me anymore. Oh, he's going to jack up a three. No respect for the Hall of Fame CPU. Going baseline. Stepping back. Stepping back. Yeah, we missed. It's fine. The Houston Rockets complete the three-peat. Who's going to win NBA Finals MVP this time, you think? It's definitely not Derek Whitehead, so get that out of your damn brains. Definitely not Jabari Smith. For whatever reason, Jabari Smith is underappreciated in this game. So we have Jalen Green, Scoot Henderson, and Victor Wembanyama. I'm going to go with Scoot because he seems to get all the credit in this game because he has the assists as well as the points. Though I definitely could see Jalen Green getting it. Because Jalen Green, whew, that man was a monster. Look at that, this watch center. All the Pacer fans are miserable. And here is Adam Silver, all 105 pounds of him dripping wet, about to hand Quinn Snyder the trophy. Quinn Snyder going from the small market to the Houston Rockets, winning, completing, being the monster that he is with his lazy eye, lifting up the trophy. Lifting up the trophy, and there it is. Derek Whitehead's hand is going to break as it goes through it. Oof. That's gotta hurt. And it looks like NBA Finals MVP goes to Victor Wembanyama. Okay. Big man, small trophy. Didn't expect that one. Place your bets, my friends. And that is going to do it for this one. As we win our third in a row, Victor Wembanyama wins NBA Finals MVP. And you know what, just for the sake of it, I'm going to sim through the rest of it. I'm not going to do any more commentary. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you want to stick around and see how many more championships they win, be my guest.
Now 4. Now 5. Now 6.
It feels so good.